Okay, so this is the thing. I don't usually do videos because, well, I'm not very good with talking to a camera, much less to people. Actually, it should be the other way around. But anyway, but I decided to make an exception to make my own Booktube Read-a-thon video because I've been watching them for the past 2 days and I've been thinking, just get over yourself and do something. So here I am. The process for picking my books has been a bit of a head scratcher because some of I wanted to do all the challenges, and some of them I had to sort of work around because, for example, one of these challenges that we are offered to try and complete is to complete a series or trilogy. I don't presently have a series that I'm in the middle of that is completed. It's over, it's done, everybody's done their crying or celebrating. I do have one series that I am still working through, but there's still going to be 2 more books later, so unfortunately this sucker's going to have to wait. It would have been good, but it's also very long and I'd like to enjoy it for however long it's going to take for me to get the next one. Come on, George. Put your back into it and finish that next one. So, that one is not going to be in there, but I will have other books. For instance, I have 5 books. I'm going to start with the audiobook challenge because a lot of people are shying away from that one and saying, ooh, I don't like audiobooks. And I want to stand in defense of the audiobooks, especially the books that have been read by the author themselves. I feel, if you think about it, it's a really goddamn long time to read your own thing, to, put it out there. So I do happen to have one audiobook in my possession because as a loyal Gleek, I bought this, The Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell by Chris Colfer. I also have the actual book. So I'm going to be listening to this, possibly reading along because, 2 birds, 1 stone. That's my motto. I'm going to be listening to a few chapters every day. I figure, it's not going to be too much of a thing. And also, it's going to help me sort of, cushion the challenge, another challenge, which was to read 300 pages per day. So if I have a book that's 280 pages, for instance, I can just listen to a few chapters of this, and I've got my 300 pages. So that's that. Yeah. So another challenge, this is what I did, is that I've already scheduled my week. I figured out what pages, what chapters I'm going to do every day, which books. So I tried to be very kind of logical about this. So on the Booktube Read-a-thon is running from the 15th through the 21st. And so I have to think also, in the weekends when my mother is here and she insists on doing things with me. Yes, what a burden, I know. Not really. I love my mommy. Okay, so I took that into account. So to beginning my week on the 15th, which is Monday, I chose to fill the challenge, which was to reread a book. And this one has been my favorite one for several years. I originally had to read it for school. And since I'm from Montreal, from Quebec, it is in French. Yes. I am a native French speaker. If you haven't heard it in my voice, I don't have that much of an accent, but sometimes it does come up, especially now. I barely woke it up. Okay, so this book is called Jeanne, Fille du Roi. It's by an author called Suzanne Martel. There is an English version out there. I believe it's called The King's Daughter. I have never read it because I have never found it. I am curious. I don't know how well the translation has carried. If you're into historical novels, this might interest you. It's there's there's action, there's romance. It's fantastic. And like I've read it several times. It has sometimes fallen in the snow, so you can't really see, but it's been messed up a little bit, but I still love it. So that will be Monday, along with about 3 chapters of the Land of Stories audiobook, I believe. And then on Tuesday, I will be filling 2 challenges, which was to read a classic and to read a book that's been on the shelf forever. This book has been on my shelf, I believe, for about 12 years. I can't remember when the first Lord of the Rings movie came out, but when it was going to come out, I told my mother, please, 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 can I have Lord of the Rings for Christmas? And also someone told me that before I read Lord of the Rings, I had to read The Hobbit. It's a very nice little book. It's actually like, black and shiny. You can't really see the details. Well, you can kind of, over here. Came in this box. There was like a CD with the author reading part of it and some postcards. I sent those to my friend who was rereading The Hobbit at some point, and I figured she might get some more enjoyment out of it. And there was also like a map and stuff. So, but I still have the book, and I will be reading it on Tuesday. Both of these books are under 300 pages, so I will be reading those and listening to a few chapters of The Land of Stories. Okay, now, for the rest of the week, along with listening to The Land of Stories, the other 2 other challenges are filled by this part of the next thing I'm going to show. And it was for the finishing a series or trilogy challenge. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't have a series that I am in the middle of. So to fill this challenge, I will be starting a trilogy and finishing it later on this week. So at first I was going to read the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series, but there's 5 books and it's already too much, and I don't have one of them I don't have anything that's over 500 pages, so I went somewhere else and I asked my friends, do you have any trilogies that are not too large or something that I might be able to get myself into? And my dear friend Marie, hi honey, and she suggested his Dark Materials trilogy. So I did not have it, but I went to the bookstore and here we go. Yep. So on Wednesday and part of Thursday, I will be reading The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. Very excited. And then on Thursday and Friday, I will be reading The Subtle Knife. Second one. And finally, this book will fill both the finish a series or trilogy and read a book that's over 500 pages, which is The Amber Spyglass. There you go. So, the final challenge was to read 300 pages a day. I have worked it out. I have broken it down, and it all works out. It's at least 300 pages per day. And crap, I don't have my thing, but I know it was about 2,230 pages overall. So I'm good. So the reason I've been wanting to do this challenge is because I have a complete madness of books sitting on my desk. You can't see it because my phone is propped on my books. I have all these books sitting here and it's crazy. I've put them there as my shame. I have to look at them every time I'm sitting here doing something else, and I practically reach out to pet them. This is how bad it's been. My craving for reading is at its limit. So this should be really, really goddamn fun. So yes, so I've been wanting to just drop everything and read for an insane amount of time forever. So this is what I'm going to do. So hopefully it's going to work out. Maybe I'll make more videos along the week. Hopefully you guys like this one. I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm barely awake and I'm nervous. Put on my Luna Love Good t-shirt just to get in the mood, but you can't see this, but I'm actually trembling a little bit. So hopefully you guys will be, someone will have watched this and someone will have enjoyed it, and please be nice. I don't know. And yeah, so this has been 10 minutes. Wow. I've never talked this long for that much time, and that long for that much time. That's kind of redundant. Okay, see, this is the part where I have to stop. So hope you guys are going to do this too. And if you are, hang in there. And if you need support, I'll be right here. Except I'll be reading. So